I don't know if I get a second hit, but I'm just wondering if, even though the religions were different, and I'm a pastor, so I'm tuned to this, the fact that religion was so important for so many people, even though they were different, the sort of common idea of there is a God and I'm not it, and I have responsibilities to some larger.
That could be.
You know?
It's a good point. This lady in front also has her hand up, too. Yes?
Yes, you painted an interesting picture of Franklin's views about preferring unity or thinking there would be unity. And I think he continued that for some time, if I'm not mistaken. What was eventually that brought him over to the independence side?
That's a very good question about Franklin, who, and by the way, this is one reason the Adamses never really trust Franklin, is because he really believed in the British Empire. And they didn't know, and there was some speculation, not true, by the way. Franklin is on one side, his son is on the other, and that way, whichever side won, the one who on the winning side would pardon the other. It doesn't happen. William Franklin, Benjamin Franklin, completely writes out of his life. But I think the thing that precipitates Franklin coming over to the Patriot side was after the destruction of the tea, he actually had arranged a hearing of the Privy Council in London, wanting to get Massachusetts Governor Thomas Hutchinson removed and replaced with someone who could get along with the Assembly. And this hearing turns into an hour-long excoriation of Franklin as the leading troublemaker, the person who has precipitated the crisis for his own selfish ends. And Alexander Wedderburn, the Solicitor General, says he's not content with coming here as the agent of a provincial assembly, that is, he was there representing the Pennsylvania and Massachusetts assemblies, but he imagines himself the ambassador of an independent empire. And Franklin, this room, by the way, is packed. Hearings of the Privy Council typically didn't draw a big crowd, but this one does, because everyone knew it would be a show. And the show is Alexander Wedderburn, the Solicitor General, taking Dr. Franklin down a few pegs. And Franklin looks around the room. It's packed. Jeremy Bentham is standing next to the Prime Minister. I mean, the room is packed with everyone who is anyone in British society, and they're all enjoying this spectacle. This American who really thinks he's part of our society. And Franklin came into this meeting, had arranged this meeting with the hope that if we remove Hutchinson, we can allay this crisis between Massachusetts and the British Empire and thus save the empire. And he leaves the room thinking the empire isn't worth saving. And Franklin is a very important person to have on your side because of the way he works. He's referred to as the old conjurer. And then when he arrives in France in late 1776 to represent the United States, there's one thinking that the sight of Banquo's ghost could not have alarmed the British ministry more than the idea that that old man is now in Paris. So it is that moment at the Privy Council, I think, that brings Franklin over. But the Adamses still think he is playing some very subtle game that they don't quite understand. The end will be for Franklin's benefit, which is probably not true. All of the things I quoted from John Adams shouldn't suggest that he is always right.